I think I went through a similar thing of like,
Okay.
you weren't engaged or married by the time you knew that you wanted to serve couples that were in love.
Yep.
How did you know? And then also what changed when you went through the steps that you were serving other people?
Yeah. That's such a good question. I definitely felt like a little bit like, oh, who am I to be like serving these people? Like, I'm not in a relationship. I don't really understand what they're going through on that level because I myself haven't gone through that. I got into photography because my friends wanted me to second shoot for them. And like from the first wedding that I ever second shot, I was like, this is it. This is what I'm doing. I don't care. Like there was some fear going into it because I'm like, I don't know how to run a business. The market is so oversaturated. What if I fail? What if I don't succeed? I'm not in a relationship. So can I like even understand what these people are going through? Like there's a lot of fear like starting, but I knew that on a level that's not obviously like boyfriend and girlfriend or fiance and fiance, husband, wife, whatever. I knew that I had love for other things. And I think it even gave me like a cooler perspective to like, well, I don't know what you guys are going through right now. Like, I don't have anything to relate it to. So like, I'm simply here to step back and like observe what you guys are going through. And I think that was very beneficial for me to just like, I don't have anything to relate this to. I'm not going to like do what I did for like my engagement or for my relationship or my marriage. So I'm just here to like really pick up on like the smaller details that like someone else may overlook. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it does. I think you learn a lot about love like before you get into a relationship or into marriage. I think it's really cool that like there are people that are in the wedding industry that have a unique perspective as a single person or someone that's just dating.
Yeah.
I think there's interesting parts of that you wouldn't get with someone that would just go through the motions, if you will.
Yeah.
Because they themselves are married and these people are getting married. So I can like
you're not just
shepherd
looking for
you
the big
through,
moments of like the first kiss, walking down the aisle. Like I was like, okay, like I've never been to a wedding before, especially in those like early moments where I was like, I don't want to miss anything. Like I'm going to look for those like little touches. I'm going to look for those like little subtle eye flickers or like when you like, I don't know, just those every little thing I was like, not blowing out of proportion, but like maybe in someone else's eyes, it was like, okay, calm down. Like you don't need that many photos. I'm like, well, I want to capture everything. Like, I don't know what's important to these people. Like I didn't have that perspective in my own life. So I was really trying to focus on that perspective in these people's lives. I don't know.
Yeah.
Again,
and not,
if that makes
and
sense.
not and not like miss moments that you don't know are important or not.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely.
Like you're just like, let me get everything.
I'm like, this
because
seems important. I feel like I should take a photo of it. Yeah.
Right. What has changed now that you have been through that whole process that you shepherd your couples through before that? Has anything changed? It might not.
I think things have changed and things haven't changed. It was so like I loved being engaged. I love planning our wedding, and I know not everybody does enjoy wedding planning. So I obviously don't want to be like, wedding planning is so much fun, and they're like, I'm so stressed out. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. But I think my process, like going through that, I understand like the family pressures that come from wedding planning.
You don't realize that. And, I mean, both of our eyes got big, but like you don't realize that until you go through it.
I don't think my photography style has changed. It's not like I'm like noticing different things now. I think that has remained the same, but just like within the process of wedding planning, I'm like, because even I tell couples all the time, even me, I'm like, I eloped. Well, not really, because everybody knew we were getting married. But like I had a really small wedding. It was super intimate. It was beautiful. It was on the coast of Oregon. Like it was different than what a lot of my other couples are doing. So I'm like, and I was stressed out. And we had 4 people there and like not really anything else was going on. And I was like, I was trying to people please and I was trying to make sure everyone was happy and I was trying to coordinate this and that and the other and like, where are we going to eat? Where are we going to do this? Blah, blah, blah. And like, there are people who have like 200 plus peoples at their wedding. And so I'm just like, I feel for you. Like, I know what it's like to do this and to have a billion people, it seems like, breathing down your neck, and you're wanting to please everyone, but at the same time, like, it's your day, so you're trying to do what you want to do. But
so much tension in that. I'm sure, like, especially eloping, caring for only a small group of people, it's like, yeah, you're right. When you asked about, like, where are we going to go eat? Like, it's like, what am I feeding my photographer that's flew all the way out with us or whatever? Like, as a bride or a groom that are at the center of all the attention, I feel like your wedding day often is you making sure everyone else is okay.
You really run into decision fatigue. That's definitely what I felt. I was like, someone tell me what to do. Yeah. Someone make the decision for me because I don't want to. And I love bringing, because it's such a stressful time, or it can be such a stressful time in your life, when it's really supposed to be like so happy and so joyful, and like sometimes you run into difficult people. I really do enjoy bringing that like joy into that person's life, like through engagement photos, through our calls that we have, just through like simple texts. Like that means the world to me when I'm able to be like, no, this is supposed to be a really happy time for you. Like, you don't have to feel stressed, or like if you do feel stressed, like, let's do engagement photos and like, let's just kind of strip it all back and remember like why this is all happening.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in all of that decision fatigue, you're less like involved in your partner, and you're more involved in like whatever this production is. Yeah, production. If it comes to that. Word. But like, oh yeah, there's a lot of that. But and I think a great way that you said is like you said it so well, and the question was already answered, was like, how do you flip that decision fatigue to comforting your clients? And like you said, like, just all those things made so much sense. Like, being able to comfort people because you've been through it is such a real thing. And it's so cool to hear your version of comforting people. Yeah. Because it can be like just super overwhelming, and just being able to take people to Lancaster City or to Philly or wherever your engagement photos may be, and to just like, we don't have to think about all that right now. Like that, you're just here, you're going to kiss and love on your partner, and we're just really going to try to remember why this has all come about in the first place. It's because you guys love each other and you want to spend the rest of your lives with each other. And it's not about picking the cake and the place settings, and just, there's so many more things that are involved that you don't even realize are involved that are just silly. It just cause just silly stress. Do you see yourself doing this for the foreseeable future? Yeah. Is this like you've reached it? I feel, and I have this like all over my website, and I just always express like how grateful I am to have found something that like is going to sound cheesy, but literally lights my soul on fire at such a young age. Like, I started doing this when I was like 21, 22, like really seriously. Yeah. So at that age, like, that's crazy that I'm like, I want to do this for the rest of my life. I have conversations with guests at weddings, and I'm like, what do you do? Like, do you enjoy what you do? And they're like, no, not really. And they're like 40, 45, 50 years old. And I'm like, what? Like, that's crazy. Like, I just feel so blessed to have found something that I so truly enjoy doing and that I can see myself doing for the rest of my life.